Hi, everyone. This is Marc Elias. I was on 60 Minutes last night, and your response has overwhelmed me. So I wanted to give you a sense of what went on behind the scenes. But first, here's what happened.
Many firms and attorneys have been targeted, among them Marc Elias, a longtime opponent of Trump, who is the only lawyer the president has named who was willing to appear on 60 Minutes. Elias and others are warning that Trump's assault on the legal profession threatens the rule of law itself. Elias says that for him, it began with the president's personal grudge.
Donald Trump hates me because I fight hard and I fight for free and fair elections. I insist on fighting for democracy in court, fighting for voting rights in court, and insist on telling the truth about what the outcome of the 2020 election was.
Are there risks in doing the work that you're doing?
I'd be an idiot not to be worried. The question, though, is what do? Right? Do you just cower in the corner? Do you just try to disappear? Do you just leave democracy to fend for itself? Or do you stand tall and do the best you can every day to represent your clients and try to preserve the rule of law?
Marc Elias first crossed Trump in 2016. He was the top lawyer for the Clinton campaign. Then in 2020, when Trump and allies challenged the election results, Elias fought in court and won. Trump calls him a thug.
Donald Trump is the walking embodiment of everything that is wrong with the American political system. And so when Donald Trump says that I am unethical or that I am undermining his vision of America, I say, boy, I must be doing something right.
9 major firms went to the White House to make a deal. Some say they were pressured not by a written order, but by a message from the White House threatening an order.
It is trying to intimidate them, the way in which a mob boss intimidates people in the neighborhood that he is seeking to either exact protection money from or engage in other nefarious conduct. I mean, the fact is that these law firms are being told, if you don't play ball with us, maybe something really bad will happen.
The 9 firms did not admit wrongdoing, but altogether, they agreed to give nearly $1 billion in legal services to causes that the firms and Trump support. In this memo 6 weeks ago, Trump says Elias is an example of grossly unethical misconduct. The president directs the Attorney General to seek sanctions against any lawyer, anywhere, for unreasonable and vexatious litigation against the government. Unreasonable, apparently, in the eye of the president. Are we reaching a point where a person will go to a law firm with a case that is opposed to the President of the United States, and the law firm will think, do we really want to take this case?
We're already there. They are deciding not to take on certain kinds of clients that might upset the administration, or not taking on certain kinds of causes that might put them in the crosshairs of the administration.
If lawyers give up their independence, what is lost?
The rule of law. And this is why the business community ought to care. Today, it might be that, Donald Trump thinks he can take over the election system through one of his executive orders. Tomorrow, maybe it's the banking system. After that, maybe it's contracts. Maybe he decrees, I'm going to decide which contracts are binding and which contracts aren't binding. So the legal system is fundamental to how our society operates, how capitalism operates, and everyone should have a stake in that.
All right, so that was me on 60 Minutes, and I have to admit it was a somewhat surreal experience seeing that I was apparently the only lawyer that 60 Minutes contacted who's been targeted by Donald Trump who was willing to talk to them. I knew that they were reaching out. Obviously, they'd reached out to me. I assumed that there would be others. When I sat down to watch it last night and I saw the opening that you just saw, my wife and I looked at one another and thought, wow, am I going to be the only one? But look, the fact is that at this time in our country's history, everyone needs to stand up and speak out. That is a commitment that I made to you. It's a commitment I made to myself. And it's a commitment that Democracy Docket has made over and over and over again to be fearlessly independent, pro-democracy, and not to pull any punches. And part of that is standing up and speaking out in the town square when you are asked to do so and when you have an opportunity. I recognize that I am very fortunate. I have a law degree and I'm able to fight Donald Trump and his right-wing allies in court. And I have a large platform thanks to people like you who watch videos like this. And so I have that obligation to speak out. I wish more people would use their platforms to speak out. I wish that fewer in the legal community stayed silent. I wish more of the law firms that capitulated had stood up. I wish more legacy media outlets did what 60 Minutes did last night in really putting in a very straightforward manner the threats that Donald Trump is. I wish that big business leaders and billionaires were not bending the knee to Donald Trump, but that is not the world in which we live. But we cannot lose hope. We cannot give in. That's what Donald Trump wants. He wants us to not fight, but we need to make sure we continue to fight. So my one request for you today is to subscribe to Democracy Docket's YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. By doing that, you'll stay up to date on the latest from me and the Democracy Docket team as we grow our YouTube presence, which is a really important way that we can help keep you and others informed. Obviously, if you'd like, we'd also love to have you as a subscriber to Democracy Docket's free daily and weekly newsletters. A link to that is in the notes below. Thank you for all of your kind words and messages of support, and I look forward to continuing the fight for democracy every single day alongside you.